Mic check, 1, 2. Good afternoon, everyone. Just finishing up getting things sorted. Future streams will hopefully be a bit quicker to get started. Obviously, just being the first race of the season, looking to make sure we minimize any technical faults. So, just going through a few things at the moment. If you are experiencing any audio issues that you think might be coming through the stream, let me know in the chat. I'll try to get them rectified before we get going. Alrighty, folks, coming to you live from the glorious Mount Panorama Circuit. This is Scorpio Super Formula Season 2. G'day, one and all, and welcome back to the Scorpio Esports channel. My name is Scorpio Blade. Thank you all so much for tuning in once again as we get ready to kick off what is shaping up to be another enthralling season of Scorpio Super Formula. It has been a highly anticipated and rather busy during the off-season. So let's get things started as we head to the track for the first time for Season 2. Let's go qualifying. It has been quite an exciting off-season, to say the least. So many new drivers signing up, so many returning names to the series, and if practice is anything to go by, we've already got 7 cars already in with a shot of battling for the win here today. Larson, whom you might remember from last season, has brought over quite a few new teammates. We've got a few of them in already today, and we're expecting to see a few more of them for round 2 in a couple weeks' time. That race taking place, I believe, at Fuji. Let me just make sure I've got that calendar correct. Yes, Fuji, next up on the schedule, and that will be the 21st of March. But that is then, this is now, and oh boy, do we have a very exciting race ahead of us. Reigning champions from last season, Apex Motorsport. You'll remember AMS Super S2K, AMS Drift King. They have brought over a third teammate, at least assuming this is a third teammate, in Rigaldo. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. He's the new name, new face of the series. Very much excited to see what he can do, and we'll see if Apex can continue their dominant run of form from last season. But there are quite a few changes that might dampen their dominance. We will get more into that after qualifying. Qualifying format, same for the most part as last season. No overtake button for these drivers to use. It is purely down to the driver's pace and what they can get out of these cars. But they will have fewer tools at their disposal dropping on the words already. Balance of performance has been turned on in the lobby settings, meaning these drivers are now much more limited as to what they can do in terms of setups. We will go through the finer details of that, but this series has become a lot more spec in terms of the setups. One of the biggest changes being everyone now using a set gearbox and set gear ratios. So not only do they not have control over the gears that they use, or the gears that they could change coming into the sessions, it also means fuel saving will be much bigger of a factor for this season. So that'll be something to keep an eye out for. Early estimates are suggesting a potentially 7 to 8% fuel save needed in order to make it to the end of the race. And of course, the returning rule of no refueling during pit stops. So that'll be something to keep an eye out for. Up at the front, S2K looks like he will be the first to get a lap time in, a 1:38.3, a very fast opening lap. I believe, I gotta open up my sheet, my notes again. We are expecting pole times to be in the 1:38s, potentially 1:37s. I need to make sure that is what I, in fact, did read. Yes, about a 38.5 is what was expected. We are already below that. Should be very exciting to see if these drivers can eke out any more pace. But already going faster than some of the estimates. So it is currently an AMS 123, S2K leading Ryan, leading Regaldo, top 3 at the moment. Then it is Supa P4. He's been one of the drivers looking to make a massive swing in the off season and has been putting in countless hours of practice getting ahead of the season. He will be one to keep an eye out for. Another name to watch as well, Larson, one of the fastest drivers we saw from last season, but notably a lot of folks seem to think that his pace came from just how finely tuned his setups were from last season. So we will see just how much the new regulation changes perhaps affect his performance over the course of the season. But at the moment, currently set second back from the AMS drivers. Never mind 8 tenths. Puts himself up into 4th place for the moment. I'm sure he'll be looking to improve on that as he continues to burn off the fuel load. As that is now his teammate Ricardo going P3 before bending it into the outside wall at Hell Corner. A good lap from him to go 7 tenths behind S2K. Super down to 6. Alex, the first of these 3 Scorpio drivers on the grid for today. Currently in P7, I believe. Actually, Supa's just gone up to P3. What a lap from him. Half a second off S2K. Great running for him to get himself up into the podium places for now. Then, of course, we have Gramenos, another returning face of the series. The second of the Scorpio drivers, looking to find his way toward the front. Wasn't always the best qualifier last season, but he'll be looking to improve on that and always had incredible race pace. So he will expect him to make his way up the grid. I'm not entirely Guzman here, new name to the series. Unfortunately, don't know his first name, so not sure what the A stands for. New name, new face of the series. We're gonna wish him the best of luck. Rybird, a returning face, now full-time in the series. Should be expecting great results out of him. Unfortunately, it seems a few of the liveries aren't loading. Method, the third of the Scorpio drivers on the grid, new signing to the team. He'll be looking to make his way up toward the front of the field. And then Owen, also new to the series, is going to wish him the best of luck as well. Not entirely sure what to expect from some of the new drivers, but that's why we're here to learn. First race of the season, always going to be very exciting to see. As S2K currently on an outlap, as is Ryan, as is Supa. I believe everyone is currently out on an outlap, as we now have just 2 minutes remaining in the opening qualifying session. And right now, it looks to be status quo for the moment for the AMS drivers. 1, 2, and 4 on the grid for the time being. Now the FH drivers make their way out onto the grid, onto the circuit, preparing to make their final runs. Ricardo might have left that a bit late, though. He's going to need to get around to start the lap pretty quickly here if he's going to be able to make it in time. Again, a reminder, no overtake button for these drivers to use, so we're just going to quickly breeze through, make sure that all the drivers are good as S2K rounds the final corner to start his final lap of the session. And let's ride on board with him as he does it. Very wide through Hell's Corner, making his way now up the mountain straight, heading up to Griffin's Bend. 170 miles an hour climbing, so late on the brakes, barely a dab of it, nearly getting into the outside wall. Still seems to be pushing on the lap. Hasn't lifted yet. He's now climbing up through the skyline. Or no, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong part of the track map. Reed Park, Frog Hollow. Coming up to Sullivan Bend and McPhillamy Park. Still flat out as he comes up to now Skyline into the S's. 8/10 down though. Not going to be probably not on the pole run for him. As we jump on board with Ryan, his teammate, who will complete his lap 1:38.7. Gets himself within half a second of his teammate. Super cresting the mountain now. As Rigaldo into the pits, that will be it for him now, as all the drivers need to finish up their laps. Looks to be neat and tidy for Super coming down through the S's. Out of Forest Elbow and onto the Conrad Straight. Gonna keep it off to the left, middle of the track for the moment. Try to minimize the car grounding out over the crest in the road. 3/10 down though, not sure he's going to improve. Ryan has returned to the pit lane. Can anyone find a lap time to eclipse S2K? Or will the reigning champion be on pole position once again at the mountain? Super now up to the line. Where is it going to put him? It's an improvement, but not quite, or no, sorry, it was not an improvement. Remains third on the grid. Still a fantastic result for him, though. I think that's his best qualifying in the series. Ricardo has finished his lap, so has Alex, and I think that is, in fact, nope, we have one more. What can Owen do? Can he find his way off the last row of the grid? Currently 8 seconds off the pole time for now, but looks to have had a clean exit. Oh no, he's got damage, I've just realized. Never mind, my apologies. Should have looked down. But that will officially do it for qualifying. And that absolutely flew by. 10 minutes around here does not take very long. And so it will be S2K and Ryan once again leading us from the front of the grid. Supa, I believe that is his best qualifying result in the series to date. Rigaldo, the new AMS driver, lines up in fourth. Great result from him. Then it is Ricardo and Adaptive row teammates on the third row of the grid, followed by Alex and Gramenos, another pair of teammates. Guzman, P9, Rybird, P10, Method, and Owen will round out our 12 drivers here today. So with the grid now set, let's actually go over some of the rule changes that we've seen implemented during the off-season. Starting things off, last season's 30-second damage repair penalty is gone. In its place, there is a new rule, however. Drivers are allowed to pit and repair the car as normal. However, they are not allowed to change tires in the same stop, violations resulting in a 30-second penalty. The mandatory tire roll, as you can probably see, has also changed. Drivers are now required to run at least 2 different compounds of tire, but the soft tire must be one of them. There is still no refueling, as previously mentioned. That will still result in an automatic disqualification from the race. But like I mentioned earlier, the biggest change is the BOP add-on. Drivers now much more limited in what they can do to set up their cars for these races, as they will now only have access to adjusting the car's ride height, the suspension natural frequency, the differential, the downforce, and the brake bias. That is it. That is all the changes that these guys can make to their cars. And as you can clearly see, it has affected some people more than others in terms of their overall pace in the series compared to others. With that said, however, it is still very close at the front. And let's not forget how much fuel saving is going to be a factor now with these spec gearbox ratios. Should be a very exciting battle to watch. Words. Goodness gracious. Nevertheless. Okay, I don't know why I had so much trouble getting that out. And with that all said, it looks like we are just moments away from getting ready for our first race of the season. 48 laps ahead of us, same distance as last season. Of course, that race won by Ryan, the driver lining up second on the grid. I believe that's where he lined up for this race the first last season as well. So it will be very interesting to see if we have the same shenanigans, shall we say, going up through Griffin's Bend again, and whether or not Ryan is able to escape the potential chaos, or if some of these other front runners will be able to keep up. And with that, it seems we are all set for the off. The drivers now making their way to the grid for final preparations. 48 laps ahead of us at this prestigious circuit. Who will be the one to take victory here today? And is the grid messed up? No, the camera is just at the back for whatever reason. 5 lights are on. And it's lights out, and we are underway here for Season 2 of Scorpio Super Formula. It is a good start for everyone. I'm not entirely sure why the timing and scoring has... Okay, it was screwed up for a little bit. Ryan is up to a great launch. Regaldo up into second already. S2K with a horrible launch off the line. Already using the overtake button. I'm not sure if that regulation change, if that was a rule change where you could use overtake on the opening lap. It looks like at least the 3 AMS drivers have done so. Actually, it looks like just about everyone has. Alex with a great start up into 6th. That was Gramenos making contact with the wall and already picking up damage. Front wing and suspension damage already for Gramenos. You saw him get into the inside wall, climbing the hill. That's going to be costly for him. Everyone else so far seemingly through and clean up front. It is still Ryan once again finding his way to the front on the opening lap here at Bathurst. It is his teammate Regaldo in second. S2K in third, using the overtake to get around his teammate back up into second. And clearing his way into that second place position as he will hunt down his other teammate for the lead. Supa holding on to P4, dropped a spot to Regaldo off the line. And it is Larson from Alex, P5 and 6. It does seem we are having a few technical glitches with the game itself. I'm not entirely sure why. Some of the liveries aren't loading, but then also timing and scoring being so freaked out at the initial start. For whatever reason, it thought Alex was on pole. But regardless, he didn't line up there. Everyone was lined up in their correct spots. Fortunately, it seemed to have fixed itself at the first mini sector. And we should be good to continue on with the race. So Ricardo currently running 7th, Guzman 8th, Rybird 9th, Method 10th, Owen in 11th, and Gramenos having already jumped into the pit lane to fix the car down in 12th. Fortunately for him, be able to make the repairs as normal in-game. Doesn't take too much time. It's just an extra trip through the pit lane, essentially. Meanwhile, up at the front, Ryan now boasting a 7/10 lead over S2K, but that is slowly coming down. S2K with the slipstream. We'll see if he decides to try to save a little bit of fuel early. Supa and Rigaldo battling it out for the final podium spot, and Supa's going to get that right back. Supa back up to his starting spot of P3. Rigaldo down into 4th, where he will now come under attack from Larson and Alex. Alex driving like he's got something to prove to his Scorpio team. Looking to see if he can find his way into real-life motorsport, as a few of his other fellow Scorpio teammates have done already. Very excited for... I gotta find their names here. Yes, so Jason and Charlie both going to be competing in real-life motorsport later on this year. Going to wish them the best. Do the Scorpio name proud, and I'm sure it's going to be a dream come true for them to be able to compete in their respective series. So wish them the best. All highlights going to be coming around here on the Scorpio Esports channel too, so be sure to like and subscribe and stick around to check in and see how Charlie and Jason get on. Meanwhile, S2K closing in a little more, using a bit more of that overtake button. And that's another rule change I actually forgot to mention. The multiplier for the overtake button has been doubled from last season. The change made to more accurately reflect the real-life Super Formula Series. All the drivers in that series given 200 seconds of overtake to use. And so this multiplier should more accurately represent that same dosage of overtake, shall we say. As S2K finds himself into the lead here, having made the move on Ryan going through the chase. And so now he will try to set the pace and lead his teammates toward the front. And Larson has also gotten around Rigaldo here, up into 4th place at the moment. I believe everyone currently running the medium tire. Expecting this race here today to be about a 2-stop for everyone, with the softs lasting about 12 to 15 laps, mediums going 20 to 25. Again, everyone going to be required to run at least one set of soft tires at some point in today's race. As Larson chucks it down the hill through Forest Elbow, eyes still set on Supa ahead of him. As battle for 5th ensuing here, Rigaldo over Alex. And Alex is going to blow right by him here on the straight. Little bit of overtake usage, and he's going to find himself up into the top 5. Great result for Alex in that number 63 machine, as he tries to close back in on Larson. Supa still running strong in 3rd place, as Ryan has just now dipped outside of the 1.2 second range from S2K, where we believe the slipstream to fade out at this point. So now it will be relatively clean air for Ryan, even though he has sat behind his teammate up front. Rigaldo dropping down into 6th place, but it looks like he's just settling in, finding his rhythm as he looks to click off the laps here, working lap 5 of 48 here. Ricardo running P7 for the moment. Fairly strong showing for him early in the going, running mid-pack. Guzman P8, as he's got Rybird closing in on him from the back. As it looks like Rybird's actually, I believe it was Rybird last season, was using a stronger ABS setting than most other drivers in the field. It looks like he has changed that. Should now have a little more control over his brake pedal. Might find a little more pace that way. 6/10 behind Guzman at the moment, and looks like just saving a bit of fuel. Not in a hurry to get up onto the gearbox of the driver ahead. Although it looks like Guzman ran a little bit wide through the chase there. Going to allow Rybird to get a little bit closer here. Further back, Method still running 10th. Gramnos has found his way around Owen back up into 11th. Again, having already technically made a trip through the pit lane. But of course that was to repair damage. Back up toward the front. Looks like Supa ever so slowly actually closing in a tiny bit on Ryan up through the bend. No, sorry, that is the cutting. I should probably memorize these corner names by now. Sitting about a second and a half behind Ryan. A very solid result for Supa at the moment. I don't want to commentator's curse him. I'm still very sorry about having done that to him at Watkins Glen last season. Was running in a fairly similar position when just dropped it coming through the bus stop chicane there. Very unfortunate incident, and I had just gotten done giving him praise for running in such a high position. So, fingers crossed he's able to hang on to this position here today, because he has been one of the best drivers in the one of the great drivers in the series, and I'm hoping for his sake that he's able to finally get the result he's been deserving of. Hanging steady with Ryan at the moment. Big twitch coming out of turn 1. Gonna lose a couple tenths there, but hanging on to it as Ryan sets a purple opening sector and seems to be equidistant between his teammate and Supa as they lead the way up the mountain. Larson looks to be pulling away from Alex now, looking to set his sights off after the leaders, try to find himself on the podium once again. And then it is a bit of a train led by Alex at the moment over Regaldo and Ricardo. And then it is a 6-second gap back to Guzman and Rybird, P8 and 9. So the top 7 all still fairly close together. It's just this one little gap, this 2.3 second gap between Alex and Larson kind of splitting everything up. Oh! Car on the wall! Or was that just a bit of lag? Oh no, it was lag and led into a disconnect. How unfortunate. Car down already. Mechanic, we're going to call that an engine failure for Regaldo. What an absolute shame. You saw in the background, it looked like he went straight on into the wall at Forest Elbow, and it looked like Ricardo got caught up in it. Fortunately, no damage on the car, so it looks like it was in fact just lag. What a shame. Already AMS losing one of their 3 cars, one of their 3 entries into today's race. I mean, that stinks to go out on lap 8, but arguably better than having gone all the way to the end and having that happen. So, looking on the positive side at least. We're trying to. But what a shame. Running 6th place. Man, that's going to sting for that team. To sting for his points too. But we still have 17 races ahead of us after today, and so plenty of time to put the afterburner on and make some headway. Looking back toward the front again. Larson, I think... I can't tell if he's gaining on Supa or not. I think Supa is very slowly pulling away from Larson. Hanging very steady off the back of Ryan. And again, apart from that one mistake that we saw a lap ago at turn 1, Supa's been pretty much on the same pace as Ryan so far. Ryan with another personal best. Supa exits turn 1 again, losing a little bit of time. It just looks like he's having a little bit of trouble getting off of turn 1 as Rybird into the pits, first driver in. Oh, and he's picked up rear wing damage. That's why. What on earth has happened to Rybird? That's an absolute shame. He's going to need to come in and fix that. He's not taking tires. So we can see here they've not serviced the car apart from fixing the damage, and that's going to drop him. Actually, he's going to hold station in 9th, fortunately, because Gramenos and Owen have both had their own problems. Gramenos actually with another off-the-pace lap. That was about 10 seconds slow, so it looks like he's gone for either a spin or something's happened to him. No damage to the car, though, so very fortunate for him. Owen also lapping in the 47s at the moment. 7 seconds down, however, on our current race leader, S2K, running away with it at the moment, already a 3-second lead over his teammate. Set the fastest lap of the race a couple laps ago. As he will round the final corner, coming up to the line. Is it going to be another purple? No, about half a second off. I say about, it was exactly half a second off his personal best. So working lap 10 of 48, probably about halfway or so, or just now getting to about halfway through this first tire stint. Again, all of these drivers going to need to save about 7 or 8% of fuel in order to make it to the end here. But that doesn't seem to be phasing S2K as he continues to rocket away. Our defending series champion won the most races last season by quite a handy margin too. I believe it was 7 total victories over the course of the season last year, and a lot of them in very dominant fashion. It looks like that all of these regulation changes have not hindered his pace whatsoever. I'd argue Ryan, well, this is one of Ryan's better tracks if we look at his pace last season. But Ryan has certainly kept up a lot better with S2K over the course of this race so far than he has across some of the races last season, for instance. So perhaps we'll see if Ryan is able to take a title fight all the way down to the final race this season. He got very close to doing it last year. Should be a very entertaining battle between these two titans of the series. And then let's not forget Supa running again incredibly well for his opening race this season. Setting another personal best opening sector. Just a dab of brake as they climb the hill, using the compression of the road. Climbing the hill. Another great exit out of the cutting. Larson, meanwhile, I think he is in fact holding station at about 2.7 back from Supa. Although Supa is... I was going to say Supa is being dropped by Ryan, but he isn't. Actually, he's gained quite a lot on Ryan through the S's there. Holy. I think Ryan had a bit of a moment there. He lost half a second coming down through the S's that lap. That's allowed Super to close in quite a bit. And S2K has extended his lead now up to 24.2. Okay, maybe a combination of both, because Supa has also pulled away from Larson by 0.3 toward the end of the S's there. Great lap from Supa here, is where I'd expect another personal best, and is by about 1/10.5. 1.5 back from Ryan once again. A little bit of a moment coming out of the corner. But looks to be all set. Fight for P7 and 8. 8 and 9. Thank you for pointing that out. Method and Rybird going at it. Rybird, of course, having pit for damage a couple laps ago, I would assume Method just had to do the same. Really annoying that the lobby isn't loading these drivers' liveries, because I've seen screenshots of them in the Scorpio Esports Discord. Please do join that if you haven't, by the way. If you want to stay up to date on all current Scorpio information and news. But obviously, these drivers have posted screenshots of their team liveries in the Discord, and my golly, are they good looking. Method dropping back a little bit. Actually, I think Rybird probably caught up to him more than Method dropping back. But nevertheless, Rybird back up into the 8th place position. And hopefully he'll be able to keep all 4 wheels on that thing. Not pick up any more damage between now and the end of the race. Only 3 seconds up to Guzman, who he was battling before his pit stop for damage, so we'll see how well he's able to close the gap. Gramenos, meanwhile, currently in a bit of a world of his own at the moment. Lapping through. And then Owen rounding out the tail end of the field. Back to the front of the grid, Ryan has pulled away from Supa by quite a handy margin. I think Supa might have had a little bit of a hiccup somewhere over the mountain last lap. Alex catching Larson. Let's go and take. Yes, he is actually. That gap was about 5 seconds a couple laps ago. Now down to 3. Larson hasn't necessarily put a foot wrong. It just looks like Alex has put in more consistent lap times, running a little bit faster in the low 41s. Although I think, yeah, he's also used quite a bit more of his overtake in order to do so. Such a striking new livery for the Scorpio drivers, by the way. Real shame that we're not seeing it on Method's car. But this should give you a good idea as to what at least Method's car does in fact look like. Just picture 777 number on the nose and rear wing. Better podium fight than F1? Well, that's not hard to do when we actually have engines that work, but that's a tangent for another time, another place. Alex continuing to close in on Larson for 4th place at the moment. Gained another 0.2 over that last lap. As it looks like Supa not really running away from Larson at the moment. Curious to know what these guys... I really wish we could see what these guys are running for a fuel map. And how much fuel they're trying to actively save at the moment. But for the time being, it is still an AMS 1-2, like it was for much of last season, with Supa in tow, followed by Larson and Alex. And then it's about a 4-second gap back to Ricardo. As Rybird now up into 7th, as Alex has had an issue at some point, picked up front wing damage. Look at the lap times. I wonder if he had an issue at the final corner, maybe. I would at least hope that it was just the final corner where he lost a lot of lap time. That's a big chunk of time to lose on 2 consecutive laps. As he's now coming under fire from Gramenos here. As we are closing in and probably about 7 or 8 laps away from seeing our first pit stops for a tire change. Gramenos now getting all over the overtake button here as they run down the Conrad Straight, heading into the chase. Hard under the brakes, turn 21, turn 22. Where does Gramenos look to make the move? Sits in line for the final corner. Guzman very wide, a little bit of a hop and a skip over the curb. Gramenos now up and alongside. He will clear him coming down into turn 1. As Guzman with another huge snap of oversteer out of that corner. He's going to get on the overtake button, try to stay close, but I think that's going to be in vain while he's got that front wing damage. And meanwhile, Owen just going a lap down to the AMS drivers. S2K now with a 5.5 second lead over Ryan. Still lapping very quickly. Still in the 1-minute 40s, which is insane lap time to be pulling out at this stage. I have to take a look back at my notes. I believe I was told lap times on the medium were going to be in about the 141, 142 range. So to be running in the 1-minute 40s this late into a tire run, nonetheless, is very, very strong pace. As it looks like Supa has started to close back in a little bit on Ryan. Didn't have the best of laps last time by. Probably about half a second or so off of the lap times he's been averaging. But nonetheless, to be only 2.4 back from Ryan at the moment, don't count him out for a battle for P2. Supa could be on it here today. In fact, he has been on it today. Great result for him so far. Joking in the chat, I see. Alright. Well, it's a good thing that Mercedes isn't a power unit in this game. Larson, at the moment, looks to be getting dropped by Supa. Gap now back over 3 seconds. And Alex has been holding station for the most part. Holding about 2.7 to 3 seconds behind Larson. That gap fluctuating ever so slightly within that margin. So far, working lap 17 now. Ricardo's still running in 6th place. Great result for him for the moment. Again, it's Rybird running 7th. Method currently in 8th. Oh, it does actually show. Okay, so for whatever reason, the liveries load in the little driver menu as I swap between the drivers. But for whatever reason, it's not loading on the actual cars. And that's really annoying. Polyphony, if we could get that fixed, that'd be great. Anywho, Gramados running P9, having just set his personal best lap of the race. So he's probably got the fuel map turned up a little bit. Guzman still just hanging on to that front wing damage of his. Probably trying to prevent having... he's probably just going to hang on to that until his first pit stop here in a couple laps. And, oh dear, Owen's picked up front end damage as well. Having a bit of a rough one for Owen, unfortunately. Not the way he would have wanted to start the season, but he is going to tough it out. So good for him, I guess. Probably should get that fixed, but oh well. His call. S2K now with a 6.5 second lead over Ryan, who is not really pulling away from Supa at the moment. Well, I say that, and he is now. Supa not as good of an exit out of the cutting, and that's allowed Larson to get just about 3 seconds back now. Although Alex is now spending a little more time inside that 2.7 second bracket. See how much he's able to close in here through the S's. And no, actually Larson's apparently absolutely blitzed it down the hill. Larson had a great run down the hill, apparently. Got himself back 3/10 back through that one section of corners alone. But Alex looks to have a lot more straight line speed. So perhaps just very differing downforce levels between the two drivers. Alex does seem to be a lot faster on these straight line portions here. So coming down the mountain all the way to turn 2 seems to be where Alex is able to make up the most time. Let's see what it's like as he exits Hell Corner. Lost a 10th going through, but it immediately starts clawing back down. So yeah, I would chalk that up to just Alex running a lot less downforce than Larson at this point in time. Supa perhaps a little bit cautious, climbing the hill that time. Back within 2.7 of Ryan ahead of him. S2K now out to a 7-second lead at this point. As I think Rybert's going to be in a world of his own for the remainder of this one. Gramanos is closing in on Method ahead of him. So we'll see if that ends up becoming a bit of a battle between teammates. The two Scorpio signed drivers. Gonna look to scrap it out here for 8th place on the road. And who knows, potentially more if we have some troubles for the leaders up ahead. Guzman's still nursing that front wing damage. And Owen has repaired the damage, but has picked up a 4-second time penalty, I would assume, for pit entry or exit violations. Potentially both. Which is why he has amassed that time penalty, which he will serve on the straight this time by. And Larson is the first of the leaders into the pits, as he is out and onto the soft compound tire. Going to put him 10 seconds behind his teammate exiting the pits. That gap should fly down. Gotta be careful, though. He put a tire on the grass coming into that corner. Let's look and see just how much he's able to gain on his teammate up the mountain on a fresh, softer set of tires. It's right on board with him, actually, here. One of the drivers so impressive through the corners last season. Charging his way down the hill, so late on the brakes. Through the dipper, now into the S's. Forest elbow. Gained about half a second or so on his teammate already, and the tires aren't even fully up to temp yet. What a run. So now, what do the rest of the leaders do? They will have seen Larson jump into the pits already. Does this drag anyone else in? No, not this time. Everyone has stayed out another lap. Larson did pit at the end of lap 19. We expected that to be slightly early to get off the medium tire. We would have expected the mediums to go about at least 20 laps. So we'll see what he does on this set of softs. So fast up the hill. He's already gained another second and a half now that the tires have got temperature in the core. Ricardo falling into the clutches here. Alex was behind Larson at the pits. The question is, will the undercut allow Larson to get ahead of Supa here? Larson looks to be about 17 seconds back from Supa at the moment. Does he jump into the pits here? No. Supa's going to stay out another lap. Supa wants better tires for later in the race. He has fallen a little bit further back from Ryan at this point. Ryan running a little faster as Ricardo now into the pits. And this is for a change of tires. Again, reminder, no refueling for any of these drivers. So you see Ricardo into the pits. Bit of a hesitation from the crew before changing the tires. But a quick stop nonetheless. And he is out onto his mandated set of soft tires. Back out in 6th and 40 seconds ahead of Rybird. So it does look like it is a bit of a train for the top 6, a little bit of a spread out train for the top 6. Ahead of the rest of the pack, for at least the time being. And Ricardo already getting on the overtake button over the mountain. Larson now just 10 seconds behind Alex, about 16 behind Supa. He is closing at a rapid rate of knots here. As S2K into the pits, first stop for the leader of the race. And Ryan will follow him in, as does Supa. Here come the leaders. Alex jumping in as well. Where will Larson blend? He has been putting in the fastest laps of the race so far. S2K already out of the pit lane and onto his set of soft tires. He will be well clear of Larson. Ryan out of the pits as well. There goes Larson. And he has jumped Supa in the pit stop cycle. Now Larson will continue to close in on Ryan here, given that he has temperature in the tires already. 2.7-second buffer between them. Can Ryan hang on to it for now? They aren't teammates, by the way. That's just the car's default livery. Again, highly unfortunate that Gran Turismo has decided not to load them, but oh well. Now, hopefully, if any of our drivers save the race replay in-game, it'll actually load for them, so that we can get photos after the race. But Supa's actually closed right in on Larson here. Over the top of the mountain. He's managed to keep it within about 0.8 of a second here. And Supa's got a worldly amount of overtake still left to use. Closing in on the halfway point of this race. Larson a little wide through the chase. As Supa now within half a second. Just. Not really. But very close nonetheless. And this should be a very exciting battle to watch here. Larson very wide out of turn 1. Does Supa have the straight line speed to get around him? Or alternatively, is he going to use Larson's slipstream to save a bit more fuel? So that way he can push for later in the race. Ryan has got temperature into his tires. He is going to start to run away now. 3.2 the gap back to Larson now. And climbing. Supa remains within a second. Now, he is going to be able to potentially save a bit more fuel, given the fact that he is running in Larson's slipstream. But what this also means is he is stuck in Larson's dirty air, and so that will put more strain on these tires. 0.4 though out of Forest Elbow. He is going to be very close to Larson down the hill. That's right on board with him as he looks to potentially make the move, gaining, closing. Which way does he go? To the left-hand side. They're going to be side by side in through the chase. A little bit of contact. A little bit of a tire bang as he squeezes Larson all the way over to the right-hand side. Nearly ended tragically, but they were able to hang on to it. Supa back up into the podium places. My goodness, that was close. Guzman out of the pits. That's a lap car. And we'll be out of the way of this battle for third place. Larson still all over the back. Yellow flag is out. I'm not sure why there was a yellow flag. No one has picked up any damage that I can see. No! S2K! S2K has gone around! Ryan has cleared him! S2K's been in the wall! He's got rear wing damage! And just like last year, S2K has preseason early season blunders! The reigning champion has been into the wall. Method is into the pits. What can S2K do? He's going to have to come into the pits. He's got to get that fixed. He has no rear grip. I apologize. I completely started searching down the grid because I thought that's where the wreck would have been. But no, it was the leader. And once again, Ryan might have just been handed this race on a platter. S2K into the pits. He has to repair that damage. Again, he cannot change tires here. He has to repair the damage only. He cannot take tires and repair damage in the same stop. Oh my goodness, this has ruined his chances at victory here today. What's the situation? S2K, the driver who had been leading the race, has seemingly just backed it into the outside wall going through the cutting. He picked up rear wing damage, and that has cost him a full pit stop, 19 seconds back from his teammate. He's going to need an almighty drive to come back and find his way back up onto the podium. But what this has done, can't fix tires while changing, can't change tires while in the pits fixing damage. That is just part of the new damage rule set. After we got rid of the 30-second hold and wait. So it's pretty much the same time loss. If anything, the new system might be a little bit better for the drivers, given that a full pit stop around most of these tracks does not cost you 30 seconds. And especially now that if you have to repair more than one part, it can just be done in a much shorter time. Oh goodness gracious, I need to stop trying to use that word. Either way, Ryan is now your race leader with a 3.5 second lead. Supa has been promoted up into second, and now it becomes a battle for who's going to be on the podium. Before, it was just a question of who was going to be third. Now it looks like it's going to be between potentially Supa through Alex. So second through fourth, all having a shot, potentially for the win too. Let's not forget, Ryan could just as easily make a mistake. Rybird into the pits, finally getting off the mediums. What happened over the off-season? Well, potentially what's happened, at least in terms of Larson's pace, BOP is now on, so there are much fewer settings that these drivers can adjust their cars with. Much fewer settings, which more than likely has really hindered a lot of Larson's pace, since he was known to be quite detailed with all of his setups for each of the tracks we went to. Larson, one of the drivers who spends 90% of his time on this sim running these Super Formula cars. So he had a very detailed setup for just about every single track. But with the new regulation changes, he's not been able to rely so much on having a god tier setup, really. As S2K into the pits, and he's picked up more damage! S2K has picked up yet more damage! My goodness! The cobweb's not quite dusted off of our reigning champion! What on earth has happened? It was left-hand side damage, so more than likely it was either through the dipper or through the S's. But S2K has had to make yet another pit stop to repair damage. And that's potentially taken him out of the contention for the top 5. 30 seconds back from Ricardo, and we are beyond the halfway point. Is it the replica of last season? Well, we'll have to wait and see. Certainly, S2K has found his early season form from last season remarkably fast, but seemingly mistake-prone. And it looks like Ricardo has really found pace on the soft tires here, as he is rapidly closing in on Alex here. Only 1.8 seconds between them. further up the grid. Supa looks to have started to pull a bit of a gap on Larson now. His tires will be falling off a bit quicker, having pit 3 laps earlier than Supa did to get onto these soft tires. And I mean, you can just see on the indicator Larson's tires in much worse condition. Payme, I'd agree that he's pulling a Nico, except we have seen this in the past out of him. Just think back to Suzuka, round 3 last year. Seemingly a turning point for him, though, as after that race he really turned on the afterburner and made far fewer mistakes, and that's when we started seeing him win races left, right, and center. But it was in a race just like that, where it was, again, at the halfway point, he had dominated to that point of the race. And then just a single mistake, back at Suzuka, he just got a little bit wide onto the grass and lost the car, and that was it. Dropped him down, I believe, to 5th place in that race. But that was also right before we got the damage penalty implemented, or at least the original damage penalty. Larson putting it into the grass up the hill, very quick to rectify that before he got to the corner. That could have been tragic for him. But still falling behind Supa, who again, Supa did pit on the same lap as Ryan. He actually holds the fastest lap of the race right now. .39.2 currently on these soft tires. Does he have the pace to go and potentially challenge Ryan for the win? Going to be 18 laps to go at the line. And I would imagine in a few laps. Now, these drivers all pit, I believe, at the end of lap 22. So we're getting pretty close to seeing the pit window open. Well, if the pit window is open for any driver who wanted to pit now, but they would have to throw on another set of the medium tire. So everyone trying to go as long as they can so that way they can throw on another set of softs to run to the end here. Supa a little bit slower that time by through the first sector, but he is gaining on Ryan ahead. Larson slowly dropping back still, as Alex and Ricardo under a second now. Ted, how are you? Great to see you in the chat. A little hard to hear? Alright, I'll see if I can rectify that. See if we can fix that at all. Alright, just kicked the balance a little better. So, again, folks, if the audio is giving us a little bit of trouble, please let me know so that way you can try to fix this. First race of the season, first race jitters, you know how it is. But glad to have you all here watching on first race of the Scorpio Super Formula Season 2. So glad to have you all here. And it has been quite a roller coaster, to say the least. Ricardo continuing to hound Alex at the moment. But it looks like Alex starting to try to pull a bit of a gap again, as Ricardo's tires beginning to fall off by the looks of things. Again, he did pit a lap or two earlier. Back up to the front, and Supa has broken that 3-second mark. He is closing still. Method, the lap car in the way. should be pulling off to the side here. Again, I believe the blue flag rule that we had from last year is still in effect. Drivers responsible to still just get out of the way of the leaders before they start getting handed time penalties for impeding. And yeah, Larson's tires now really starting to hurt him. Still has to go a few more laps though if he's gonna run it to be able to make it to the end on one more set of soft tires, which he will want to do because that's probably 2 seconds a lap he will lose if he has to come in and pit early onto another set of mediums. But what that's also doing is it is allowing Alex and Ricardo to catch up to him. Under 4 seconds, Alex might have a shot at the podium here. It will all depend on when Larson is forced into the pits, and it is now. Larson has pit early. First one to pull the trigger once again. Just losing too much time for his liking. 16 or 17 laps to the end here. And if my notes are correct, for tires that can realistically only go about 15 laps before they start falling off a cliff, it's a bit of a yikes. It's a bit of a yikes for Larson. But what this also means is he will get the benefit of the undercut. So, does he try to save a bit of tire, make sure he can make it to the end on decent pace, or does he push now, try to build a buffer, or as big of a buffer as he can before they fall off a cliff? 16 seconds back is S2K. Just such an unfortunate turn of events. Was dominating this race up until just a few laps ago. Now stuck on a recovery drive with another pit stop to make. Gonna put him well behind Larson once he does make that second and final stop. Well, second and final stop for tires, I should say. Meanwhile, Supa continuing to close in with just 15 laps to go now to the end. And that gap is 2.4 seconds for the battle for the lead. I'm trying to look to see who that is down the road here in front of the leaders. And that is Owen. The car the leaders are catching up to. Nearly under 2 seconds there. Supa with another great exit out of the cutting. Climbing back up the hill. Yellow flag, caution. Oh, and it's Owen! Owen has gone around. Can't quite remember what corner that is. He's got to be careful, get out of there before the leaders come through. And he does, but he's got to nurse that back. Front end damage on his car once again. Bit of a hard race for Owen, unfortunately. Hate to see it for the newcomer. But still plenty of races ahead of him this season, so hopefully he'll be able to get it turned back around. But Supa, meanwhile, under 2 seconds now to the lead. What does he do here? Pit window is open for these drivers to be able to make it to the end on the soft tire. Supa has been just eking away at that lead, closing in little by little. Alex, first of the leaders into the pits. Ricardo following him in immediately. And I think I missed it. Larson has... Did I miss it? No. Larson, we did catch Larson coming into the pits. Fastest lap of the race for him, 39.1.
have a lot of the overtake button to use. And he's going to have quite a sizable lead. Alex, no! Alex has picked up a penalty. Oh dear, I think it was the pit entry. Just clipped the white line. Oh, that's going to cost him a potentially P3 here. Oh, what an absolute shame. He and Ricciardo were gaining so much on Larson on that towards the end of that tire stint, and now he's going to get dropped right back down into 5th. Oh, what an absolute shame. Gramenos into the pits for what should be his final stop of the race. Expecting him to go on to another set of mediums. Method will also needs to pit, as does Guzman. He's got a blue flag, as that is Alex behind him. And we'll watch just as Alex comes up to serve the penalty here. Ryan into the pits. Supa following him as well. Alex in the grass? Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. That's actually very smart of him. Get off the racing surface to serve the penalty. Because of how large that was, he didn't want to risk having Ricciardo run into the back of him. So very smart of him to do that. Very sportsmanlike of him. So kudos to him. As, it blipped up for just a moment. I thought Larson might have somehow managed to jump Supa in the pits again. Wasn't the case, but only 2 seconds back. But again, he pitted so much earlier than these two leaders. S2K's in the pits for the final time. Larson's going to have his work cut out for him if he wants to try to win this race. Got a lot of tire to save, while also needing to get around both Supa and Ryan. Ryan looked to have been on an absolute flyer up the mountain, had a little bit of a bobble through the S's. That's allowed Supa to close back in again. Supa hunting, trying to get his first win in the Scorpio Super Formula Series. Ryan trying to go back-to-back on wins here in the opening rounds. His one and only win last year came at this track after a turn 2 pileup on the opening lap. He was one of the only front-running drivers to make it through. Can Supa find his way around? 12 laps to go here from the mountain. Ryan with a little bit of a better exit, but the other bit of attention I want to draw your eyes to. Just look at how much overtake these two drivers have. Ryan has been using it quite a bit more than Supa has. Supa still with 75% of his overtake left. Bit of a snap twice up the hill though. Got to be careful applying power. But he has got quite a bit of overtake left to use. Again, round about 200 seconds worth of overtake that at these drivers' disposal total from the start of the race. Looking further back down the grid, Ricciardo currently sat 9 and a bit seconds back from his teammate. Again, he did pit a couple laps later. So as these tires wear out, he should hopefully be able to catch his teammate. We'll have to wait and see. Alex sat tucked in behind Guzman at the moment. Lap car giving him quite a healthy slipstream, must be said, before jumping out of his way into the chase. That's going to allow Alex to now try to close back in after that 4-second penalty of his. Because I think Alex has just jumped into the pits, and he has. Method in as well. So he will exit the pits with about 12 laps, 11 or 12 laps to go here for Method. Of course, he's gone a lap down at this point, as he will get out of the way of his Scorpio teammate. Back up at the front, Supa has found another half-second on Ryan. Much better through the uphill this time around. And this is where Supa's been a lot better than Ryan, is down through the S's and into Forest Elbow. Found another 10th and a half. Still has all the overtake left to use. Charging down the hill over 180 miles an hour. Deceleration in a straight line while flat out? Pfft, not in these things. We got proper engines. Supa now under a second and a half and closing. 10 laps to go here at Bathurst. And Larson is hanging in there for the time being. When will those tires hit the cliff? Fortunately, that message is cutting off. I can't quite see what you're saying there. I gotta pull up the chat on my phone here. Either way, continuing to close in is Supa. Can someone call Supa and tell him he's forgotten about the overtake? I don't think he's forgotten. He has used some of it. I think he's saving it, and so that once he gets right up to the gearbox, he's able to just sail right by. At least I would hope that's what he's doing, because he is in a great spot at the moment. Closing in a 10th or so at a time, Rybert into the pits for what should be his final stop. I don't think he's picked up any damage. No, he hasn't. This is a scheduled stop for him. Gramenos had been battling him, and Gramenos now up into 7th. Supa had a little bit of a hiccup down through the S's that time. Back up to 1.4. Ryan smartly hasn't been using too much of the overtake just yet. Ryan, though, I will also say, is in a slightly better fuel position than Supa. Just a little bit more fuel to use. Might allow him to run that higher engine map just a little bit longer. Larson in pretty much identical fuel situation as Supa, but with a little less overtake. Ricardo's looking pretty good on fuel for the moment. Just dipped under a quarter tank left. And then Alex rounding out the top 5 for now in 5th. And is slowly closing back in on Ricardo, so don't count him out just yet. Battle for 4th, still one that could happen here. S2K still running on his Luntsman 6th. Going to be yet another day of what could have been for our reigning series champion. Oh, Ryan with a bit of a squirm coming out of Forest Elbow. Doesn't look like he lost too much time. He is weaving, trying to break the slipstream back to Supa, who is on the overtake. His crew's giving him the all clear. Go for it, they say. Already 4/10 gain down that one straight with that little bit of overtake used. And he's still got 50% more left than Ryan. This race is not over yet. 7 laps to go as they climb the mountain once again. Supa is hungry for that first win. Six and a half tenths entering the turn 2. But now dirty air will start to come into a factor. Can Supa stay close enough over the mountain to make a charge down the Conrad Strait? It's where we've seen most of the overtaking happening here today. Half a second is all that separates them down through the Dipper. Ryan with another great exit, but Supa is still right there. Does he lay on the overtake button? Oh, he nearly clobbers the outside wall. He lost a couple tenths, but he's back on the button again. Oh, so close. Oh, such fine margins. He is draining the button down the straight. Gets it under 6 tenths. As we have a little bit of cloud cover rolling in. I don't believe rain is a thing at this track on this game. I'm going to need you guys to correct me if I'm wrong on that. But my goodness, what a turn that would be if we suddenly get a douse of wet weather to end this. 6 tenths. Supa on the button again. Closes in under 4 tenths into Griffin's corner. This is the battle for the win with just 6 laps to go. He's got to try to stay as close as he can, battle the dirty air. This will be hurting his tires. Flat out over the crest of the mountain, through Skyline. Can he stay close enough? Both cars bottoming out like a... There's an analogy there somewhere. Bottoming out horribly through the Dipper as they charge down the hill once again. Conrad Strait over 185 miles an hour with the overtake button. Slipstream nearly 190 through into the chase. Where can Supa potentially make the move? Ryan's been on the overtake button a bit. Oh, Supa a little bit wide. Overshot the braking zone for the final corner just a bit. Lost a few tenths, but hangs on to it for now. Lost a lot of time through those 2 corners. He's going to have to calm his nerves, regroup. Still under a second between the 2 leaders. Dirty air hindering Supa at the moment. He has the pace. He knows he can... If he can just get around Ryan, he will be able to pull away. S2K taking fastest lap once again on a day where he's just trying to recover as many points as he can. 17 seconds back from Alex, though. He's not catching. One wouldn't think. Ricardo with a big snap of oversteer, though, as he crests the hill. That's going to allow Alex to close back in. That battle... Actually, it's becoming a 3-way battle for third. Larson's hit the wall! Larson has picked up huge front-end damage. That's why they're catching at a rate of knots. Larson has ripped off the entire front end of his car. That battle for third is now between Ricardo and Alex. Two separate battles now on track. My goodness, this race is heating up a treat in the final few laps here. Okay, I believe this is 5 laps to go here, if my math is correct. 7 tenths, all that separates the 2 leaders. Larson is going to stay out. He's got I believe, about 15 seconds back to S2K. We'll see if he's able to hold on to that for now. But there's not a hope in hell he's going to be able to defend from his teammate and from Alex. Still 8/10 between the two leaders. Super, though, looking a bit tighter on fuel. Larson really struggling for front-end grip. Just not able, these low-speed corners especially, where he's hurting a lot. Ricardo is already through. He's going to have to try to hold up Alex for his teammate here. He's not obligated to get out of the way. He's not a lap car. Oh, this could be dangerous here. Alex trying to find an opening. Can't do it. Gonna look around the outside into Skyline. Can't do it. Larson serving an absolute treat for his teammate here. A defensive masterclass over the hill. But now Alex should be able to rocket his way around as they go into the chase. Doesn't even need the overtake button. He doesn't have front end damage. He's not slowed down by extra drag. But he is under a second to Ricardo, who's lagged off. I don't know where his car is. Oh my goodness, the internet connection for Ricardo. I thought for a moment he was completely off the circuit. Fortunately, just a bit of internet. He hangs on to it as the leaders continue to hold station. Aliens, Pepe. I believe that's what we all just witnessed. Near possession of Ricardo going through the chase. But his internet seems to be holding on for the time being, as he has a second lead over Alex in what is now become the battle for the final spot on the podium. And the question now becoming, can S2K find 13 and a half seconds in the final 3 and a bit laps? No damage and plenty of overtake to use. It might happen for S2K to find his way back into the top 5. Ricardo better through the downhill so far over Alex this time by. Supa under half a second once again. He didn't screw up the final corner that time. 3 laps to go. Oh, Supa a bit wide again through the turn 1. The nerves potentially getting to the driver. He is making these small mistakes, just allowing Ryan to pull away just that little bit. He's got to back up these corners just that little bit more while he's in the dirty air. He still has the advantage on overtake. Does he have the fuel, though? Meanwhile, Alex under 9/10 to Ricardo. And closing even more as they climb the hill again. Ricardo, though, with a little more overtake to use defensively in this fight to hang on to the podium. Alex closing in a little bit again. Well, I'm sorry, I completely nearly missed this. Supa has closed right up to the back of Ryan. As they come to 2 laps to go. 2/10. That is it. 2/10. All that separates the 2 leaders. Ryan is wide through the final corner. He's defensive into turn 1. Does Supa try to round the outside? They cross over. Internet connection. They've crashed! They've crashed into each other! The 2 leaders have taken each other out. Ryan has picked up huge damage. And it's... Oh my gosh. What on earth has happened? Ah, dang, I was late on the replay. Oh, what a shame. Supa's through into the lead, but what will the stewards say? Ricardo is on the podium, and they are going to close at a rate of knots on Ryan here, who's got both front and rear wing damage, plus suspension. It's a lap and a half left. Somehow Supa does not have damage, but his concern now is fuel. His only concern now is fuel. Oh man, it was so difficult to see. It looked like there was a bit of lag. It looked like they were back and forth all over the place. I think Supa tried to fire it down the inside at the last second. Just mistimed it. There really wasn't space for it. Supa will come home the winner on track more than likely, as long as he can make it one more lap without running out of fuel. Can Ryan hang on to second as Alex finds his way around? Alex had found his way around into third place for the time being. That is correct. We will need to wait and see what the stewards have to say. But either way, it is one lap to go here at Bathurst in what has been an absolutely chaotic opening round of the season. Supa with a 9-second lead over Ryan, who has 3 seconds over Alex, who has just gotten around Ricardo for what is currently the final spot on the podium. But they are closing in rapidly. That is it. That is the second through fourth on your screen right there. S2K has gotten around Larson, so he will likely come home in fifth. Ryan should be able to hang on to at least a top four here. I think he still has no, he doesn't have any overtake left to use. But neither do the two drivers behind him. It is going to be a pure drag race between these three down the Conrad Straight. Final time, Alex using the last little bit of overtake he has. Ryan, nothing he can do. He just puts it off to the right-hand side of the track. Ricardo nearly into the back of him. But I think that will do it. Supa will round the final corner. He will pick up his first win of his career in the Scorpio Super Formula Series. He will win the season opener at Bathurst. Alex will come home a hard-fought second place. My goodness. And Ricardo, on debut, picks up a podium. Take a bow, all of you drivers. My goodness. What a race. S2K comes home fifth. And Larson brings it home, nurses it home second with that front end damage. Gramenos with the 2-second lead over Rybird at the moment. Guzman crosses the line to finish 9th. Method will come home 10th. Owen 11th. Oh. What a race. What a barn burner to start the season. Rybird closing in on Gramenos at a rate of knots. Not going to be enough. Gramenos will come home in 7th place after damaging his car on lap 1. Solid recovery drive for the Scorpio driver. Rybird will bring it home 8th. Oh, my goodness me. All right, let's get post-race interviews in here. There are there are some drivers we need to talk to. My goodness, let's get these guys in. Alright, I should get Ricardo because I don't think I have him added. Oh my goodness me, what I'm at a loss for words. And then I needed Alex. I should have him added already. Okay. Supa, welcome in.
Thank you.
Those still watching the stream, if you could just let me know, make sure that you can, in fact, hear our podium sitters while we get them in. Where is... And then I need Alex. What is Alex's tag?
What in the world have I just seen?
Okay, Ricardo doesn't have a microphone. Okay, so unfortunately I don't believe we will be interviewing Ricardo. I can't seem to get Alex in for some reason. Unfortunately, I'm having a little bit of trouble trying to invite. Yes, actually, that's a good idea. Let's see if we can get Ryan in for an interview, since we can't get Ricardo. All right, let me see if I
can try to invite him.
Yeah, if you can invite him, that'd be great. I'm gonna turn this to an open party, so that way, hopefully, they can just join off that.
Hello?
There we go. How are you?
Should have asked me about 5 minutes ago.
Man, I'm so sorry,
Yeah,
but
I apologize. I didn't invite you in sooner. We were having a little bit of confusion as to who we were inviting in, given apparently Ricardo doesn't have a mic. But
Okay. All
right.
Jeff
So
sorry.
I would just want to see a set from your side, honestly. Like,
Bro, on my side, it looked very weird. I'll send it to you on Discord.
yeah.
All right.
Because on my screen it looked like you just drove through me like I didn't exist.
Yeah.
Damn, so close, man. 2 laps.
Oh, did I have you added already?
I did not want it to end like that, but that was, yeah.
Alex, did I have you added already?
We can't hear you, Alex.
Alex, are you there?
Oh, there's 2 of them now.
Yes, now we can hear you. Okay. Oh. Okay, that was your Xbox. Or not Xbox. My goodness. That can you tell what platform I mean?
Yeah.
All right. So, Alex, I guess you'll be doing the interview from your phone then? Okay, all good. Let me just bump your volume up so that way hopefully the stream can hear you. Can you just say something again into the mic? All right. In the meantime, I guess we will... Well, I guess in the meantime, while we get started, hopefully the stream can hear you. Alex, I guess we'll start with you. A bit of a hectic race, to say the least, on everyone's accounts, but I mean, you certainly looked like you were having it out with Ricardo and then a few others. Second place, I believe this is your first podium of Super Formula, or at very least highest finish in Super Formula race. So I'm curious to hear about the race from your perspective. Obviously, going through, we apparently still can't hear you. Just make sure your settings can let your voice be recorded by stream. Okay. All right. So then, while Alex is sorting that out, apologies for the technical difficulties, folks. I guess we'll start off with, well, I guess Ryan will head over to you. Alex, just for your own reference, it's settings, privacy, and then share voice. All right. So, Ryan, I guess we'll kick off with you then while he's sorting out settings. Obviously, running second in the opening half of the race, and then issues for S2K gave him rear wing damage, and then he had to pit again after having lost a front suspension unit, put you into the lead. And then it became quite interesting battle, to say the least, with Supa towards the end. Curious to at least hear about the battle leading up to what happened from your end.
Yeah, it was a pretty decent battle with me and Supa. I thought, first of all, I thought Supa had a lot less boost than he did. He had, like, I would just try to keep him like within that 8/10 to 9/10 to second range, and he'd just keep boosting back towards me. And I was like, how does this guy still have boost, like, with the speed that he was going? I was just surprised that he was, first of all, had as much boost as he did. But yeah, it was pretty back and forward, at least on the deltas. There's no real like side-by-side action though, but still good to see.
All right. And then, of course, I suppose we do need to address the elephant in the room. Contact down at turn 1 sends you both off into the gravel. You pick up quite a lot of heavy damage, which ultimately ends up costing you a podium. Just what happened from your end?
At least on my end, I was kind coming out of the final corner, I had a bit of a gap to him, and I knew he still had boost at that point because I actually saw his halo was still green, so he still had over 25% boost. So I went left to defend the inside, and seeing that he wasn't going to get back towards me, I took more of like a middle line. So there's not enough space on the right for him to pass, and it would be really risky to send it up the left side. But at least on my screen, and I'm even looking at the replay now, he kind of drove into the back of me and pushed me out wide. And again, the replay is laggy, so I'm not going to condemn him for anything that he did in this instant until I see his side. But at least from my replay, it just sucks basically, because I go off, I hit the wall, and somehow, I don't know how, but somehow he also follows me off, which is, if he's hitting me in the rear, I would think that his car would slow down. He also didn't get any damage from it, which is also extremely weird. So, yeah, I'm not going to condemn him for anything yet until I see his side.
All right. Well, an unfortunate end to the race, but still a fairly solid result to nurse the car home into fourth place. Difficult day for the entire AMS team with I'm forgetting the third driver's name now.
Rodriguez.
Yes, Rodriguez unfortunately disconnecting early in the running, I believe, on lap 8. And then obviously S2K's troubles, and then finally ending off with the final laps incident. How does your team look back on the events of today and try to look forward to improve?
Yeah, events of today, like, everything was just unlucky. We had some good, we had a lot of bad, though, this race, with Rod having a internet problem, and then SUK having not only the spin in turn 2 that gave him damage, but also the front end damage that he caught during the dipper later on was result of a wheel disconnection. And he also had one at the beginning of the race, why he had a slow start. So I don't know. He does think there's something wrong with his wheel, so he may have to change back to the old one while the new one gets RMA'd, because he did upgrade wheels between now and last season. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens with him, and then me is just an unlucky incident, it looks like, so far.
All right. Well, appreciate you hopping in. Obviously, bad luck to end the race, but happy they have you jump back in with us. And best of luck with the remaining 17 races of the season.
Thanks.
Hopefully now we should have Alex back in the party. Hopefully you guys are able to hear him. Alex, can you jump on the mic? Give us a hello. I thought he joined back. Oh, he's on the console, so never mind. He doesn't have a mic yet. Okay. With that said, then we'll move over to our race winner, Supa. First win of your career in the series. Best result, obviously. Huge, very interesting way to win it, to say the least. I suppose let's just jump straight into it. What happened from your end?
On my end, I look at it right now. On my end, so AMS is in the middle of the track, and then I go to the inside. He said I rear-ended him. On my end, I was alongside and never rear-ended him. It's kind of like a similar incident that happened between me and Lester in Brazil, where on his end I rear-ended him, but on my end I just went up the inside. And so it looks like netcode. So because what happens here is his car, he doesn't turn into the corner, but his car like glides towards the apex. It's like super weird and like pushes me off the track. So on his end, I rear-ended him, but on my end, I didn't.
Interesting. So is it possible then that, at least from your end, it might have been a case of you had made a move, but for whatever reason the server just didn't register it until too late?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what
Interesting. Well, an unfortunate case to say the least. Somehow the game let you out without any damage. Somehow, do you have
Yeah.
any idea as to how that happened?
Well, I didn't hit the wall on my screen, so, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I guess it's just because of netcode. On my screen, I didn't hit him, but on his screen, I did, so he got damage and I didn't.
Well, an interesting bit to say the least. Let's turn our attention to at least the rest of the race, which I will say you put on quite the show between battling Larson and then finally breaking away from him after he potentially pitted a bit too early and cost him a lot of time on very old softs toward the end of his second stint. You were able to pull away from him and start very slowly closing in on Drift King until you finally got within a gap and started draining the overtake. I'm curious to hear about what was your mindset going through the race and how it progressed and what sort of mental strategies you had for yourself and in terms of getting yourself into that position.
Well, first off, I I was in P3 for most of the race. I was like, okay, I just want to stay here because this would be my best finish if I just don't make any mistakes. Um, I was surprised that I was quicker than Larson since Larson is like super fast, but I pulled away from him and just trying not to drop back from Ryan too much and just saving fuel and trying not to push the tire too hard so I can extend the medium a bit more.
Well, obviously, great result for you. No, nevertheless, I gotta stop using that word, man. That's the third time I've tripped up on it. But again, thank you so much for jumping in and talking with us. Congrats on the win, and I guess we'll between the two of you, we'll see what the stewards have to say before the race in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks.
All right. And then I suppose we'll give Alex one more try here. Alex, do you hear me? Are you there? Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like it. Unfortunately, I think that's good. Okay. Well, he can hear me, but doesn't seem he can talk. All right. Well, that will do it for us here today, folks. That was round one of the Scorpio Super Formula Series. Thank you all so much for tuning in. So, yeah, Alex, I don't think we're going to try to. We're not really going to be able to do an interview just through text chat, unfortunately. Hopefully, if we're able to get you. If you want to try joining off your phone, we can try doing it through that, even if the mic quality is a bit crummy. Give him a moment to see if he wants to try that. All right. Well, Alex is texting me, and he's putting up his great result to the help from Ivan and the rest of the Scorpio team. So congrats to the Scorpio group. I believe that's actually Scorpio's best result in the Scorpio Super Formula Series, ironically. So great job to Alex and the Scorpio group. That will officially do it for us here today. Be sure to tune in 2 weeks' time, March 21st, for we will take on the Fuji Raceway we're going to get the joke here, 67 laps ahead of us at what should be an absolutely fantastic race. Long straights, high speed technical sections. It's going to be a blast. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you are too. I've been Scorpio Blade. Once again, thank you all so much for tuning in. We will see you next time. Goodbye.